Well, hello. Welcome to Book Rehab Bootcamp. I am Nick the Vet. All right, today's episode is a topic that really ticks me off, okay? Is my counselor's been ignoring me for 5 months. What do I do? And I'm like, it really pisses me off. Their job exists for the purpose of supporting you. There is a chain of command at VR&E services, just like there's a chain of command in every branch of the service. Okay. Now I've been going VRC, VREO, assistant VBA director, VBA director, regional director, White House, vet line, and then VA secretary. So I've been jumping over a lot of levels, but I get what I need. And when I'm helping other people, they get what they need. Except for this one girl out of LA, because LA is, God help you if you live in LA. That VREO, the stuff they do there is horrible. It's just horrible. Anyway, you ask your VRC a question. She doesn't answer you or address you. Usually it's because she just doesn't want to deal with it, he or she. Or maybe they've already told you no, and then you've given justification as to why it should be overturned, and they just blow you off. They just blow you off like you don't exist. What you have to do, first of all, stop calling them. There's no real documentation in a call. You can't escalate a call. And then the VRC can lie and say you never left a message or we talked about it, whatever. So you send an email and you state the facts. On January 1st, I asked you XYZ. I gave you these 5 bullet points as to why you should approve my request. I have not heard from you. It's been 4 days, 5 days, whatever. I usually, in cases like that, I may give them a week, maybe 2 at the most. Then they don't respond. As you say, it's been 10 days. Please respond. At that point, you give them 48 hours, 2 days. And then if they don't respond, you go to the VREO. Hello, VREO. I'm sorry to have to escalate this to your level. I always do that to feign humility and to give the VREO a chance to gallop in and save the day and break a foot off in the VRC's behind. You don't want to throw the VRC under the bus and say, hey, VREO, this VRC, won't respond. He's trash. You don't want to do that. You always want to come with humility. So what I do when I escalate is say, hey, VREO, I'm sorry to have to escalate this to you, but I've been trying to reach VRC for 2 weeks and I asked this, time is of the essence. I've given all my proof as evidence, as you can see in the attached email, always attach the prior email. And I waited 2 weeks. I asked for follow-up. He didn't follow up. Maybe he's on vacation. You want to just pretend you're naive. VREO doesn't answer. I give VREO 1 week. Okay. VREO doesn't answer. I immediately turn around and I go to assistant VBA director. Dear VBA director, assistant VBA director, I'm sorry to have to escalate this to your level, but I tried to reach my VRC for 2 weeks or whatever, and I escalated this to my VREO who still hasn't responded. My request was for ABC. My evidence as to why ABC should be granted is here. You don't want to send everybody a super long email. The VRC gets the super long email. The VREO gets the condensed, and then you tell the VREO, look at the attached email if you want details. By the time you get to the assistant VBA director, they have 50 million meetings. They don't have time to read, a monologue, or they don't have time for that. Just make it concise. So, and then if you don't hear from the assistant VBA director, I give them 1 week. At that point, I contact the White House vet line and I email the VBA director. I send it to both just in case they drag their feet in the director's office. And you actually can, sometimes I'll bring the White House vet line in after VREO. It's up to you. Depends on how quickly you really need to get this resolved, if you have a deadline, whatever. And at the director level, again, I'm sorry to have to escalate this to your level, but it's been 6 weeks and I reached out to this person, this person, this person. Now, what normally happens at that point is the director goes to the either assistant VBA director or the VREO and says, why is this person contacting me? This is your job. Get on it. I shouldn't even be in this loop. Fix it. Okay. Then you're going to get a call from the VREO. Hi, how can I help you? Pretending they give a crap. But what you do is you take all of those emails, you take the first email, you do forward, and you send it to the VREO. Then you forward that to the assistant VBA director, forward that to the VBA director. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. this is the VRN services and the VA have a chain of command. Do not let these people do this to you. Somebody told me they waited 5 months. What? I helped this one guy who the VRC would not send in the 1905 to let the school know that she was going to be paying tuition. So he actually sat out a semester waiting for this. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? That's her job. I wrote him an email. This is before I had the letters that I put on my website, and I wrote him out an email. I sent it to the VREO. I CC'd the VBA director, and I called the White House. Had him call the White House, and he Facebooked me about 3 days later and said, "Guess who just sent the 1905?" So don't give up. Don't sit there for weeks, man. Get on it. Find out who your VBA director is. Find out who your VREO is. Get their email addresses. You know, do what you have to do. I think it's better if you email because you've got a paper trail and you can just escalate it up. And I've even included the IG on some. When I was getting my denial overturned, I included the IG, even though he didn't respond to me, but I knew he was in the loop watching what was going on in that department. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, let me know. But I basically told you everything in this video. Just don't stand for that stuff. Always be nice and polite, and do not. Somebody sent me an email yesterday. I did this in the email like 8 times. It was so long. Don't send stuff like that when you're escalating. You got to be concise. If you look at the letters that I have on my website, bullet points, this is what I want. This is when I need it. This is the justification for it. What are you going to do? There's a call to action at the end. So yeah, so take a look at that. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this helps you. Thank you for watching. I'm Nick the Vet.